Hello friends, welcome to Bedi Astrology and RAHU Ketu. Pranam bhaiya, how are you?
No.
कैसे हैं आप?
Oh, all is fine. God is kind. You tell me. सब ठीक है.
All well, all well, all well by His grace. So how was the Mars Rahu conjunction in Aries treated you?
I don't give so much of importance to whatever is happening in the Gochar until unless the phenomena is there in your chart. So people who already have a Mars Rahu combination may lose money, may make money, may get well, may get sick. But people who do not have any combination like this are touchwood not affected by.
Yeah, I had this combination and I was seriously affected. So
Yes.
that's why I was asking.
I know you are not well and stuff.
Right. So, but it's good to connect back. And today I really wanted to cover the Karakas. So last time in the last segment in April, we covered the Atma Karaka, why the Atma Karaka is important. But in this session, I wanted to take it a little further, and I wanted to know how many Karakas are there. Some considered different numbers. Why, how many Karakas we should consider. And other than that, if we talk about the Atma Karaka, the next Karaka, which is most famous in the system or in Jyotish world, is Amatya Karaka. There are certain myths related to that. There are certain good points related to that. I want to cover those and really wanted to know, because when we talk about the Amatya Karaka, a lot of people connect this with career, profession, but not many people talk about the spiritual point of view. How the karmas are affecting in the Amatya Karaka, how it is helping the Atma Karaka. So, on to you, Bhaiya. So, please tell us more about the Karakas first and then the Amatya Karaka.
Okay, this is an excellent topic. Why I say this excellent? Because there are a lot of misconceptions in this.
Right. Yes. Yes.
I know and I only talk about Vedic astrology because I know what is written in this and I read that.
Yes. Yes.
In the Vedic astrology, the Karkas are 7 in number.
Okay.
Okay.
Not 8.
The prime is the Atma Karak, which we've discussed some time back.
Yes.
Second is the Amatya Karak, like you just said.
Ji.
Number 3 is the Bhrit Karak or the
Yes.
Bhratya Karak.
Ji.
After that, number 4 is Matri Karak or mother.
Mother.
Mother in Vedic astrology always comes first.
Okay.
Father comes second. Naturally, after the mother, the 5th Karak is the Pitri Karak or the Karaka of the elders or the father. Then number 6 is the Putra Karak. Number 7
Dar.
is the Jati Karak. If I am not mistaken, Atma Karak, Amatya Karak, Bhrata Karak,
Maitri.
Matri Karak, Pitri Karak, Putra Karak, Jati Karak, Stri Karak. There are, 8 in number.
Yeah, that's, I did mention. Yeah, Ji.
This is the sequence they follow.
Ji.
As the longitude increases, that is becomes the Atma Karak. As it decreases, the lowest one becomes.
Ji.
The Madhya one becomes the Madhya Karak.
Ji.
The one in the middle. It is a terminology we use to understand the longitude from the highest to the lowest.
Ji.
As all the names suggest, so are the Karakas.
Okay.
But the misconception about the Amatya Karak is quite high among readers.
Ji.
You know that this becomes the ultimate, or this becomes your destiny, or this becomes your profession.
Yes.
It is not to be considered like this. Why? Because if Atma Karak is the king, Amatya Karak becomes the advisor.
जी
And all the council of ministers, so on and so forth, follow them.
जी
So, excluding the Atma Karak, the other 7 are ministers
जी
in the council of the king,
जी
but Amatya Karak becomes the main advisor.
जी
If you have a very powerful Atma Karak and you do not have a very powerful Amatya
right right
Karak, the horoscope may tend to show very many good combinations,
okay
but you may not get the results as required because of those.
hmm.
On the flip side, if the Atma Karak is weak and the Amatya Karaka is strong, the second in the highest number of degrees is strong,
Wrong.
the horoscope can be taken forward to a very powerful extent, as the king may be weak, but the council of advisors and the main advisor is very strong.
Very strong.
To this concept, lot of astrologers misconstrue the fact that this becomes a karka for profession. However, it becomes a karka for controlling of the results of the planet, that what kind of a decision I make at a certain position, or when I'm in a fix, or when I need to decide. How do I decide? Do I decide with my heart, or do I decide from my head? Do I decide by others' opinion, or do I have my own intellect for it? The Amatya Karak becomes the entire advisor of the chart.
जी
The second misconception I want to clear is the understanding whether Rahu is to be taken or not to be taken.
जी that's a big point. जी
Shastra makes it very clear that if two planets have the same longitude, by longitude I mean if degrees, minutes, seconds,
जी
only then equal means to the ultimate down combination. So you have degrees, the
जी
degree should be colliding or equal,
जी
the minute should be colliding, and the second should be colliding.
जी
You cannot say just the 2 degrees are together so, because in the celestial sphere, having a difference of minute or second is also thousands and thousands of miles.
makes sense.
One rule is to be understood: if two planets have the same longitude. So I repeat,
Same जी
when they have the same
longitude
longitude meaning the same degree, the
degrees.
same minute, and the same second, they are exactly in tune with each other. Then Rahu is to be considered.
Consider.
Another opinion right from the older ages is that irrespective of the fact that if the planets, the degrees or the longitude collide or they don't collide, Rahu is to be considered.
Okay.
This discrepancy has been going on from time immemorial.
जी
If you ask me personally,
जी
I take Rahu also,
okay. Good to know. Good to know.
because we are living in the materialistic world. This is Kali Yuga.
जी
Here, Earth is also an important factor of a human. Rahu, I take personally. How Rahu is to be considered? Since Rahu is retrograde, we need to subtract the degrees from 30 degrees of Rahu.
Go opposite.
Then you get the actual degrees of Rahu, because Rahu is retro. So this clears the misconception.
Yes. Yes.
Some astrologers from time immemorial say that, okay, fine. If two of them are there, then only you consider Rahu. Some of them say that, okay, Rahu is to be considered because it's the part of the moon, it's part of earth, and it is an important factor that is involved in the development of mind and in your finances, in the way you make decisions and other aspects of your.
Jay. But Bhaiya,
What needs to, sorry, yes.
please, sorry. But when they say, or when we see that, suppose, for example, that Mars is your Amatya Karaka. So how valid it is to say that you will make money through Mars? This is my question to you.
No, 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 no. No, no, no. You cannot say like this. Mars has got his own energy. Mars is a planet of energy. It is overall in energy.
Right.
It is not that I only talk and work when I am earning money.
Right.
I
This
don't
is,
put in energy when I am earning money.
Jay, this is what I wanted to clear in this segment.
My basic nature is not different from my professional nature.
Right. Right.
It is a human nature. You cannot say that, okay, fine. That means if the Karaka for Amatya Karak becomes Jupiter, then Jupiter is the Karak for wisdom and money. So whoever has Jupiter as Amatya Karak will all be very rich people.
See, this is what we wanted to clear so that the anxiety level goes down.
Aman, one thing to be understood by all students,
Please.
all 9 planets collectively make you what you are.
Ji, 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 ji.
You cannot just pick up that, okay, fine, since Aman looks good with this hairstyle, only the hair is important.
Right.
And not the brain,
Right.
not the speech, not the eyesight, not the communication skill, not the hands, not the feet, not
Very,
his hard work.
बहुत अच्छे
Not
से
his,
समझाया.
cannot pick up like this that, okay, fine, he's got a good hairstyle, that means he's a good human being.
Right.
Or because he looks handsome, so he'll be rich.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is the mistake we do. I find it when I teach that most of the students, they do the mistake, they pick up a thread. And if it is strong, they consider it as, okay, the ultimate fact.
Right. Right.
Like in the Vedas, it is written, if you want to talk about the Karakas,
Karakas.
Atma Karaka is important because he is the king.
Okay.
Other Karakas are council of ministers. So imagine if you do not have a very strong Matre Karaka or the Karak for mother. Moon is also to be considered simultaneously side by side.
Ji.
I cannot say that, okay, fine, my Atma Karak becomes Saturn. I am not going to consider Surya. It is nowhere written in the Shastra that you have to consider all these things alone. So when I talk about the Bhrata Karak or the Karak for brother, Mars also becomes an important factor.
So it's like all the cabinet ministers are important to play their part.
It's important.
Ji.
For you in your particular chart, the Atma Karak may be Surya, may not be Surya.
Okay. Ji.
It may be Rahu.
Ji. Bilkul.
But you cannot say that I will not consider Surya as Atma Karak.
Atma Karak.
Because it is the natural Karak for Atma.
Atma. Ji.
You cannot say, I am not going to consider Jupiter as the Amatya Karaka because it's the Karak for wisdom and money.
Ji.
You cannot say, I am not going to consider Shukra as Tri Karaka because here in my horoscope, Mars becomes the Karaka of Tri. Both of them become simultaneously. One Karaka is the universal Karaka. One Karaka is the special Karaka. That is in your chart.
Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Now, another misconception is when we talked about when the two planets simultaneously have the
Same log.
degrees to.
Ji.
Okay.
Ji.
Then the one you are representing it and the one next to it, they both become this Karaka. This is one of the confusing factors.
Okay.
Okay.
Ji.
Let us consider you're talking about Bhrata Karaka and Matri Karaka. We are considering. We have already distinguished what is the Atma Karak, the Amatya Karak. Now the next two in line. Here, two planets have the same longitude.
Right. Right.
Both become both Karakas.
Okay.
Okay? There is
Okay.
no fighting amongst the Karakas.
Okay. So there is no Yuddha. Okay.
Here. So, let us say Mars and Venus are degree wise together.
Right.
And we are talking about Bhratya Karak and Matra Karak.
Matrakar.
Both of them will represent the one next in line,
Okay.
including them and the one next in.
J.
So out of the 8 hierarchy, wherever you are trying to find, on whatever stage you are, at that point of time, if two planets, their degrees collide, you have to consider the one next to it also at the same time.
The same time. Okay. This is new. This is something really new to learn. So we are on a mundane level. Let's talk a little bit about the mundane level, because many of the audience or the viewers are interested, because most of them or some of them have sun. Suppose if sun becomes their Amatya Karak, what is the journey behind that? What is the purpose behind that? What we are need to do as per the Shastras in order to do our journey better?
See, first of all, you'll have to make your question a bit more clear.
Okay.
I'm not able to understand your question exactly. You want
Okay.
to talk about on the spiritual level.
Spiritual level and materialistic level. Again, when we say materialistic level, when I say materialistic level, meaning as per the profession, as the career.
Again, I am not the right person to be asking this question honestly, because to me certain things are very clear.
Okay.
Amatya Karak is not always related to profession.
Profession.
Basically, Karakas are used as the journey of the soul, as the journey of the karmas.
Okay.
Rahu is not considered to be a good planet. It is a planet of an earthy origin. It is a planet of manipulations.
J.
But this Rahu does exist in the horoscopes of the masters and the saints also.
J.
What if I say that for a saint, Rahu becomes the Atma Karaka?
J.
This is something new to you.
J.
And you may go deep into your mind and say, what kind of a question is this? How can a master or a spiritual leader have Rahu as the Atma Karaka? He who has won over his earthly needs will have a spiritual Rahu.
And you know what, Bhaiya, this is such a big coincidence, even though I don't believe in coincidences. You somehow brought up Lord Rahu. This was one of my questions here, that even in Aryu Ketu, you spoke about the positive and the negative side of the Rahu. And you also spoke about that how you can connect with your own self with the power of Lord Ketu also in one of the segments. But while I was watching those segments, the question came, how the Rahu, the energy of Rahu, can help us spiritually also. Because not many people talk about that. Earthy level, yes, there are many videos, many lectures, many articles. But what about spiritually? Can a good Rahu can give you a good spiritual life? Even in Kali Yuga?
Absolutely. What if I am happy with 2 meals a day or 1 meal a day? What if I know so many honest officers working in the government, such good positions, they are so brutally honest.
जी,
I know such good businessmen who are very honest people, who have the opportunity to. Why isn't everybody becoming like Vijay Mallya? Maybe something from the inside tells them that what do I need to do with this nonsense money, which is manipulative.
right.
One should always remember Guru Nanak's teaching, Guru Nanak Dev, that here there is a story that here is the roti of a rich man and the roti of a poor man, and he squeezes both of them, and from one blood comes and from one milk comes.
जी,
So he shows it to these entire disciples that this is if you do not earn hard-earned money, this is what goes into your children, blood. That is why we have in Kali Yuga a lot of parents coming and saying, we do the best, but our children are not listening, they are suffering. What is it? If I inculcate too much of Rahu, if I manipulate a lot of things, earn what is not mine because of my position, because of my power, because of where I am, or because of the cunning mind that I have, I manage things and I manipulate and I force and I snatch money just to become rich. My food will get blooded. This was the biggest thing that the master could teach us. Earn the righteous way. Don't make Rahu bad. Make Rahu excellent.
See,
So
there
I
is,
told you,
जी,
masters I know, don't they have Rahu? But they are contented souls. They understand earth. That whatever manipulation, earthy manipulation I will do, everything will be left here only. My ashes will also be left here. Nothing will go with me except my karmas and my atma. Not even one small strand of hair. Everything will be burnt here. Everything will disintegrate.
see that,
Rahu is a very important planet in the chart.
जी,
People with stronger Rahus are good souls. They are in the position where they can, but they don't and they won't.
they don't and they won't.
That's very important.
जी, जी, जी. See, that also reminded me it reminded me of a line, a particular line from a song from my mentor. It says, "Hak di roti khaiye, pave boot polish na kare." And that exactly you mentioned. So whatever you do, intent, again, the intent which we consistently spoke in so many segments, the content will matter.
See, it is the theory of hard earned money. It is not the theory of money earned.
Right. जी,
What's important is it hard earned? Is it mine? Do I actually deserve it? That's more important. And Rahu is weaker Rahu tends to manipulate a lot.
right,
Stronger Rahu will not manipulate. He just folds his hands and says, enough, it's okay. That's I am happy where I am, contented with what I get.
very happy to hear this. Very happy to
These are
hear this.
good. That is why I said I consider Rahu when talking about the Karakas for this reason.
Okay,
That's my personal. A lot of astrologers come and talk to me and they say that we don't. I said this is your opinion. But for the greater understanding of the chart, I need to understand your moon. I need to understand your Rahu. I need to understand your Ketu from where the soul is coming.
coming.
What is the journey of the soul? Is it there for the earth? It is there for materialistic purposes? Then let it be, no? Then let it be. You are not going to change it, no matter what you do. It's an earthy chart, it will live for earth. But what if it is a spiritual chart?
Right,
Then you need to guide the person that, okay, fine, look, money will not come to you because it is not written.
see. That
The God is
initially,
written.
Ji.
Sorry?
Bhaiya, that initially I wanted to know on a spiritual point of view from you, that when we have certain planets as a Amatya Karaka, that how it will work.
We have so many officers who've been transferred 42 times, 45 times. We hear it or read it in the newspaper.
Always.
What is the? Maybe he's just folding his hands and saying, I'm not made for this, I cannot do this.
Right.
I can, but I don't, and I won't. That's the power of Rahu.
Rahu.
In my opinion, you have to have a strong Rahu to become spiritual.
Can you guide us more, few minutes more on that? Because I really wanted to cover this.
Aman, my moon or my man, my Chandrama, my moon has got two parts to it.
Jai.
If I cut my moon in between, which is not possible, but still, one part is very spiritual, Ketu, one part is very earthy, that is
Rahu.
Rahu. What if they are mismatched?
Jai.
What if Ketu becomes earthy?
Yes, I have seen that too. Ji, bilkul. Very valid question.
What if Ketu becomes earthy? Which is not meant to be earthy.
Right.
But it becomes earthy. So all the time you are praying for God for something or the other. Good marks right from the start, good toys, good friends, good money, excellent partner,
Right.
a good house, big car, big bank balance, good children, well settled children. Every time your asking is unlimited. Please give me this, I swear I will do this.
Yeah.
Give me this and I will donate this much part of it.
Yeah.
On the flip side, some people are there. Whatever I get is because of my hard work. What I did not get, that was not in my destiny. I'll move forward.
Yep. That happens too.
On the flip side, what if this earthy planet becomes non-earth? So I become slow, mentally slow. I don't understand things.
Okay.
Whenever Rahu is not attuned, you are mentally weak.
Okay.
You do not understand. It does not register in your mind what to do, how to do. You are confused, you are slow. You are not as fast as the need of the hour. Rahu is one of the prime planet responsible for your undergrowth in the womb. The mother is going through a trauma, emotional, mental, rarely physical. The child becomes very aggressive and very scared. That is Rahu. What I cannot see but affects me, that is Rahu.
Mhm.
What if I talk bad behind your back? That is Rahu. What if I curse anyone? That is Rahu. That is why the masters say, no, don't curse. Why? Because you're making a spiritual Rahu and Arthi Rahu. They say don't curse because you are using the power that you generated in this birth or last birth, cursing someone. That may go wrong, no doubt about it. But all your powers would be taken. All your good karmas would be taken just to harm somebody. And then this Rahu hits back.
Very good to know you.
Vedic astrology, the beauty of Vedic astrology is it considers Rahu. You cannot completely diagnose or analyze a chart until unless you understand how the moon functions. What is he thinking? Why is he thinking? What is in his or her mind? What is made Aman Aman? Not the physical aspect, but what karmas he carries, what he is going through, what pain he is going through. Why is he going through? What is the lesson to be learned? Why is he going in the pain for so long? Has the lesson not been learned? If the lesson not being learned, then let him go through that pain. That is why no remedies from me. Because if God has told you to suffer, who are we to stop it?
जी बिल्कुल.
Here Rahu becomes very, 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 very. I mean, it's just like considering a horoscope without Rahu Ketu is like considering a body without a soul.
Absolutely.
To me, they are very important. They basically delineate the character of a human being. Stronger Rahu does not mean materialism.
जी.
There are other balancing factors. Weak moon with a strong Rahu is a bad combination.
जी.
Strong moon, strong Rahu, strong Ketu. What else do you need? Only one Surya. At least my Atma should be in my body. That's it. Not bothered about any Mars or any Saturn or any Jupiter or Mercury or Venus. I totally consider, I do not consider when I see a very strong sun, moon. And I say this in my lecture and I say it openly also. I close the chart. What can you do? The planets are not going to affect you. There is no Dasha Antar Dasha Gochar for you. Because your soul is connected to the Almighty. Your mind is connected to Brahma, where the ideas and instruction flow. Both of them you are understanding and analyzing. Your Rahu Ketu, the spiritual aspect and the earthy aspect is being taken care of. All planets are secondary. So your Atma Karak and your Amatya Karak has been well defined by God Himself. What do you need the Council of Ministers when both of you are enough?
क्या बात. See, this was not planned at all. I want to tell the audience also. We started with Amatya Karaka. And see, this is the beauty when we don't plan things.
I just feel the viewers should not get bored listening to the spiritual aspect.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
because
I don't talk about it much because a lot of my friends and my family says that, you know, you talk too much about spiritualism. So I have restricted myself talking little.
See, even the Nimit bhi dekha jaye, like if you see, I tried, even though when I know your nature, I tried to ask you about the mundane level, but somehow it is not coming out. It is only stuck at the spiritual level.
There is so many good astrologers, you know, learned astrologers. But
bhaiya, yes, there are no doubt. There are no doubt. But the frequency, the range, the tuning, the chisel, it cannot happen with everyone.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you yourself are divine and spiritual, so you ask more spiritual questions.
So, see, in between, I tried for the sake of the audience, but sorry, audience, it is not coming out from Aryu Ketu. So, thank you. Thank you, Bhaiya. Let's move on to the next segment.